days, but the best way to go on about them is in game. Game number 1 here, second match of the day. So if you guys are just joining us, we got to see Limitless fall down to G2, but they had an interesting matchup of their own, proving that the underdogs can cause some destruction in their series.
And of course, we're going to be seeing Power, the OCE powerhouse. You know, they are the #1 team there very decisively too. They haven't lost a single one of their open qualifiers. They've gone 6-6 on that front. Monkey Moon tapping it back over towards Exotic. Over on the BDS side, they're going to want to make sure that they stop that winning streak as soon as they can, because BDS, you know, by their own accord, they've also had a pretty decent track record in Europe, you know, ultimately a bit more of a fleshed out region. They have won the 2 most recent open qualifiers, both 5 and 6, but in the major, they only got to that quarter final, so them potentially disappointing.
Yeah, I think, you know, when you talk about BDS, or at least the recent BDS, they haven't quite been up to, you know, maybe the standards of at least Monkey Moon and the OG fans.
On LAN, at least.
On LAN, yes. Online, they look exactly how they always want to look for the most part. But on LAN, yes, they have looked a little bit short of how the expectations have been put on for them. But yes, on the flip side of things, Powers, they've looked incredible. They've done it. First to score is Torsos.
Torsos, one of the oldest people I've ever met in my life. Still here playing Rocket League, and you've got to respect it. He's got his arthritic thumbs doing what they can on the keyboard and mouse for OCE, but 1 minute and 20 in. That's Torsos yet again, proving his longevity alongside 2 young guns and 2 of the best players in OCE at the moment. Banana Head, I am personally a massive fan of him because brother has just sellotaped down his boost button and doesn't know the meaning of reverse or slow down.
No, it's whatever rules he wants. Ever since he grew the stash, his aura went up and he decided, it's my rules of the game, the meta doesn't apply to me, I go as fast as I want, and that's what he's done. And honestly, it has worked out for Power. Again, you talk about being that thorn in the side of Europe. Power getting onto the board first. BDS is a mental heavy team. Yes. And Monkey Moon in particular, it is just a fact. And that is what makes him so great. However, falling and not having that first goal on the board, that is a level of frustration. The fact that they also haven't been able to respond and Power has been on the attack for so long is also something I'm just curious, when does BDS get out?
It's also definitely, you know, when the fact we're looking at groups, we've not done groups in the RLCS since last season now, and we've just been doing Swiss, and it's been great, but groups are a different level of pressure. You know all the teams you're up against straight away. This is G2, Limitless, and of course BDS and Power in Group A. Whoever wins this is going to be going on to then play that G2 team that just beat Limitless. Whoever loses goes down to face Limitless in the lower semi-finals. It is not an easy group by any means, and Power, if they can get a win here, that basically buys them another life. With 3 minutes gone, Power so far playing to the script, but Drali up midfield. Does get challenged by Fever, the 1 and the 2, but a pre-flip can't quite beat out Monkey Moon.
It's been a little bit of a slower game here from BDS. I think also, you know, you do have to remember that that first game is usually a little bit more about knowledge, BDS and Power. I'm not quite sure what the head-to-head looks like, but it isn't as much as you would think. So a lot of the times when that is the case, teams like Power, when they come into it, they've got so much tape on BDS to prepare for this matchup. Like you said, when you have groups, you are well far in advance aware of who you are going up against. So they're coming into this with a game plan. Clearly, it is working right now, but BDS, one of their own, tries to go for the upper 90 on this one, and then the lower, both denied off of it. In 1 minute 20 seconds, BDS on an attack, but can't find their way through.
2 shots in quick succession, now leading to a massive clear, abating most of the pressure. BDS need to turn it around. The final minute has just, no, it's about to begin in 5 seconds. Fever taking a touch in the corner. Another OC player that is utterly professional and impressive. A world-class player in Fever. Torso dribbling it around. Fever now right-hand side, challenging versus Exotic. Exotic the first man to it, 50 seconds left to go. Monkey Moon just on target. Fever, final chance. Monkey Moon below the crossbar and an equalizer.
I gotta give it to Power. They made that first initial save right there, but low boost ultimately is what caught them off guard. BDS, Monkey Moon puts them through. Tied game with less than a minute to go here. BDS trying to get back into the swing of things, getting back on their feet, but off the kickoff, Fever gonna try and take a wide shot. This one to the backboard collected by Drawley, who is that young gun player that everybody knows has the capability to make a couple of these tee-ups for BDS to find their way in.
Drawley, the start of the RLCS season, had a little bit of a rough showing of it. Frequently missed position, I think definitely felt the nerves. He has grown into the BDS team and has become an absolutely spectacular player. A player that we all thought he was going to be. Monkey going for a bump, Torsos awkward, Enzo going for the in and out, and in fact gets such a clear that was on target, and Monkey Moon, the other side, has to save it away. Now B-Head in a foot race with Exotic to try and clear back. Final 10, Drawley leaves the ball over towards Monkey Moon, Torsos up high to the ceiling. He is open, Fever with the shot, up for the double. Banana Head, as going to be relatively open, shoots bottom corner. Overtime for the first time at the EWC 2024.
It's a great day to be a Power fan. They're coming in here with the energy that so many people wanted to see. They wanted to see what they did to Oxygen and know that it was not a fluke. Realistically, the gap has been closing in OC, and like you said, Torsos, he's been such a long-standing member. He's the CEO of the Rays. But honestly, it doesn't even matter. Banana Head, the one that popped off at LAN, he's doing it here at EWC.
What a start for Power! And I love they've got their own celebration, because they did this when they beat Oxygen too. They just do, it's so funny. They just do professional handshakes. And I just find it so funny when they do a massive celebration and they're like, yeah, good go. All right, yeah, handshakes, move on. And there's a lovely moment where they did that. As they beat Oxygen, they did handshakes, and Banana Head was just so excited that he like grabbed and near enough picked up Torsos. But Power, game number 1 going their way, and you see smiles on their side with Coach Jimmer standing behind them, making sure that the game plan stays intact. But Cassio on BDS's side has got work to do.
Oh, yes. As harsh as this sentence is going to sound, but BDS is lacking right now. They are coming in almost in sleeper mode because honestly, we know what they are capable of. This is a very quick, mechanical team, and one player in particular that honestly I really wanted to see more from was Drawley. You saw Monkey Moon try and go up multiple times to get that demo and was waiting for that cleanup for someone, the push, the bump, whatever, but it always fell short.
So Monkey Moon on that shot previously, he should have saved that. Oh, sorry, he should have scored that. That was an opportunity for him to get an earlier goal. It was relatively open. Both players on the floor. A pass over from Banana Head showing exactly how it's done with the Monkey Moon 0 on the goal line. B-Head cheering to the crowd saying, come on, boys, we're in this one together. But I definitely think that BDS have got a lot of room to grow into this series. I'm sure they will do. But Power, first blood, that is precisely what the Aussies want.
Oh, yes. And honestly, I feel like it honestly couldn't have been more fitting that Banana Head was the one to really give them that golden goal there for that first win. Like we talked about before, if you guys missed it, the performance before against Oxygen, the crazy series that kind of kicked everything off. Banana Head was having the LAN of his life almost.
He was stunning.
He looked incredible. Had that team gone any further, that was MVP talk about, right? And now it's the same thing, but it feels a little bit more equal, but the feeds are still coming through. Power almost make their way in, but just a bit short.
The pressure from Power is building up almost to bursting point, and BDS manages to keep those walls firm. No goals flying in just yet. Charlie back corner, but gets challenged again. Torsos is there, and a little bit of nonsense nuisance play from all the Power boys, keeping BDS scrappy and honest.
I like this lurk from Drawley, but he's very aware he's on low boost. This one to the backboard, great disruption touch there. And Exotic gonna try and work together with Drawley, but Power's doing the same. They're giving them the taste of their own medicine. They're going for those quick touches to stop these plays in their tracks. Torsos trying to slow things down, but Monkey Moon just a bit faster to that ball. 3:46 on the clock. Power, they've been on the attack for quite some time. Finally a clear for BDS and some breathing room in their favor.
You never see BDS held back like this by a team that's realistically not in Europe. Like normally, you know, it comes down to Vitality or Gentlemates to finally take them down. Because BDS, their pressure is absolutely sublime. Monkey Moon actually forcing 2 players out from Power. It's going to be something that Power need to make sure they keep an eye on. just send one to it, that's okay, because BDS otherwise will make sure they just go for a safe 50 against 2 of your players, and suddenly it's a 2v1. Exotic up for the pre-jump, and 2 commit to it. Will the immediate counter come through? It does, in fact, but Fever, low boost, meets a Monkey Moon on his way to the orange half.
And he tried to get a touch onto Monkey Moon even to get him out of it, but the control is still just miles away from them. BDS trying to keep this one blue side here. Power doing everything in their power to hold them back. 2:48 on the clock here, and still a scoreless game. Banana Head up in the air, tries to take this one down. He gets the force. Fever doesn't clean though. Instead, it's a transition out for BDS, and they look like they might have this in the reins.
They had a chance sitting on the table with Fever. Couldn't make contact. I think maybe coming out at a different speed than he anticipated. Attempted ground pinch, does get towards the goal, but Monkey Moon shutting it down before it goes too far. B-Head, just a straight-up shot, keeping Drali honest on that one. 2:15, with Fever now leading a blue attack.
I gotta say, BDS, where are you? It's been honestly slow. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but it feels slow from BDS, which in turn is making Power a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
Seeing a slow BDS gives you the room and the space to do this. Fever taking this one all the way to the backboard, tries to reset, get the pass down over to Banana Head, has to send it back up to the sky. Shot comes through from Torsos, and Power take the lead.
That pass completely brings Exotic away from the ball. Banana Head then lands on Drali. Torsos has 4 boosts on that, the most confident third-man play I have ever seen. Just about sends it top corner, but a full 3-man play to take down BDS so far, and the chance in a minute and a half to go up 2-0 in the series. But immediate pressure, BDS responding top corner, saved on the goal line again. Torsos keeping that ball clear.
The saves continue to come through. It's not going to stop here though. Monkey Moon over to Drali. Banana Head beat him out, and this one goes back in the favor of BDS. It's a wide, slow shot collected by Fever. And Power, they understand the position that they are in right now. They have that lead. You can play extremely solid defense against BDS right now, which is an uncomfortable position for them to be in because you've got a minute. That's it. It's a tied game. Drali, he finds his way through finally for BDS.
It's a poor touch from Fever, leaves Banana Head in a horrible position, and Charlie full advantage. Brilliant movement from him to make sure that he gets contact on that ball. And I think BDS, biggest thing they need to do is just try and outspeed Power at this point. Right now they are losing those foot races time and time again. A good pinch, sends it long, but it's just actually possession over back towards Banana Head, who then goes, sends it a little bit too awkwardly central. Torsa saving it top corner.
It's so funny because usually you're having the conversation I'm about to start in the opposite way, which is BDS has to find mistakes in Power's defense.
Yeah.
Which they did once just now. They found their way on in, but it's not going to be handed to you again. 35 seconds left on the clock. They're trying to make that push up. You see Drali doing the lurk in the mid there. They're going to play a little bit of a safer game here. You don't want to do too much of a high risk reward situation here, especially against a team that you potentially could be falling down to match point.
20 seconds off from another overtime. Monkey Moon removing one player from the pitch, that veteran in Torsos. Sent long from Fever, finds B-Head. No, B-Head just missed. Now Monkey Moon up for that one, central Drali. Can't get any contact to it, and an overtime again with one demo, falls wide, Monkey Moon clearing away, still pressure, Fever, B-Head, wide of target, Monkey Moon doesn't make contact, but ground is found, and overtime is what they discover.
2 games, 2 OTs. We're gonna see, can Power do it again? This one up in the air, Monkey Moon low on boost, pops it down to the ground, falls to the hands of Torsos. Here comes the challenges though from BDS and the attack. And still, again, you're forced into this patient game if you're BDS because the defense has been so strong, but finally a gap has been found and BDS equalized the series.
It's that pressure they've been looking for. Monkey Moon continues to hassle. Torsos goes high. Fever is on sidewall, so anything too low is going to be awkward for him to get to. Full boost across is not enough. BDS level the series 1-1.
And great placement on that last shot as well. I mean, you couldn't have put it anywhere better. That low game, right call on it. You see coaches gonna start giving the speeches. This is a very crucial moment.
Yeah.
Because whoever wins the next game, you're in swing game potential. I'm not going to discredit Power by any means and say, oh, if BDS win the next one, it's 100% in their favor. No. They earned that OT win. They had to work for it.
And you know what? I'd like to draw a parallel here.
Okay.
Everybody think back. Think back to the London Major. Think back to Power playing Oxygen. Game 1 was a Power win in overtime. Game 2 was an Oxygen win, not in overtime, but it was an Oxygen win regardless.
Okay.
Power then went forward to win the next 2 games. So potential, I want to establish it early, the potential for a mirror series here. But that play was outstanding from all players on Power until some errors ended up finding their way through. BDS, not the biggest celebrations. I think thinking, all right, let's keep this one calm, boys. That's how we're going into this series. The miss from Torsos, though, does make it all. Do you know what? Yeah, Fever's not that much to blame on that one. It was a great shot from Exotic.
Oh.
You see Torsos, he does pre-jump it. He does miss it. Leaves it relatively open as Jarly starts to get good positioning on it, but Torsos doing part of the work. 5 minutes. We start again. 2 more games for a series win.
I mean, this couldn't be going any better. I would love to see CJ right now and what the reactions of any OCE fan are like. We had a piece of content that you guys are probably going to see a little bit later on, but we did talk about underrated players coming in to this weekend, and a player that I had on my list was Banana Head. And I wish I had put Torsos as well, but Banana Head, after the performance that he had in London, I felt that is something that he was going to be able to recreate. It was going to become consistent. Power have found their footing, but you got to do it again here. 30 seconds into this one. It's an attack from BDS that doesn't go in.
What a pre-jump, though, coming through from Exotic, saved away by Fever. We're seeing Fever really hold down the fort in frequent times, too. That one finding its way central. Toss now to chip it, but read immediately by Exotic, who himself is, I think, the standout player on BDS so far. The man who has, I think, defended and made a lot of the plays. Fever left-hand side, 1 and 2. What's it going to lead to? A demo coming through from Torsos. Now Banana Head has to wait, get that one central. Doesn't fancy Burning Beast to get there, and Exotic finds Monkey Moon, who is up all on his own, finds a ceiling, but Fever again, defensively keeping his team good.
That's great positioning from Power to recognize that you cannot give BDS that backboard, and that's going to take away a lot of the attempts that they are going to make as well. BDS try to utilize it as much as they can, but they're not giving the option to. Now on the flip side of things, Exotic trying to force his way through, stopped in the midfield here. Low on boost is Monkey Moon, but again, it's just one side to the other. Finally, the clear from Jolly comes in. It's low, and it's wide.
But Banana Head needs to write a thank you note to Fever for saving his skin on that one. Torsos trying to tip it below the bar, but that was a full team effort from Power when it really didn't need to be. 2 minutes near enough elapsed. The Monkey Moon doing some pirouettes in the corner. Burns a little bit of time, but both of these teams want to make sure that any seconds that burn down are going to be in their favor. Going central, that one pass towards Exotic, that target man. Charlie central, Monkey Moon to shoot. But Fever clearing it away pretty handily. But no one to chase it, so the pressure immediately falls back towards BDS.
I got to give it to BDS too. They look a lot faster and more comfortable than they did in game number 1. Not quite up to where I would like them to be. However, they are starting to look like they are learning about Power, and that's all you really can do. Make those micro adjustments as quickly as possible. Recognize when to attack. They're just taking one shot after the other and attempting to run Power dry on boost. And that really is your best bet at that point. Run them dry. That's how they were able to get through so many times in the last game and attempted to do it here.
Monkey Moon just taking a cheeky shot on target. Top corner not quite found. But I think it would have been to the good if it got there. And Fever, no movement to find himself south. Exotic, he shoots it low in the end. Fever just with no boost, and that ball going very loose in the midfield. Actually flips on the side wall, I think. Lands awkwardly, can't move himself whatsoever. Power, they give away a freebie.
And it's due, in fact, to exactly what I was talking about. BDS catching them off guard on low boost. Jolly's trying to stop it, wins his 50 off of it too. And that's a great sign of life from BDS. They have been trying their darnest to really just keep up with what Power's been putting out. And they finally do so now on this attack. Jolly trying to go for a couple of those bumps. No one in net though, which means no shot, even if it were to find its way on in, isn't going through.
Fever can't work it past Charlie in the midfield, but with under 2 minutes left, Power need to find something as soon as physically possible. Exotic, naughty little pass backboard finds Drali. Can do a little bit of beast mode magic here and get a goal from his own backboard. A reset finds Monkey Moon. Torsos stretching wide to keep it just a 1-goal lead.
In an Octane, I don't even know how you do that. It looked like the car turned into a Dominus for a second there. This one off the crossbar, no cleanup to be found. Low on boost, Banana Head trying to push it out. Monkey Moon to send it back. Pinch off the sidewall from one end to the other. But BDS, I gotta hand it to him. The pressure, it's building. If they can keep this one in that blue side there, it might be enough to crack the defense. But Power is the one to break through with a minute left.
Needs to pressure here. Power needs to make sure that they're going to be the team in control of this series, or at least in this game. The BDS have proven that they are bouncing back so far. That big, strong dominance from Torsos. Can't quite find its way through, but Fever, a little cheeky touch again. A lot of just little touches here. Central, cleared away handily by Monkey Moon. Midfield with, or rather, back in that corner with Banana Head. Torsos up for one, cleared away by Exotic, finds Drali. A little doink onwards. And Power really is struggling to break through that back line, and a touchback from Torsos is terrible.
Oh, it's just such a bad touch and a great demo. Oh man, I mean, it's just a great play all the way around, recognizing where the mistake was made and then just completely opening up the net. BDS up 2-0 with 28 left on the clock, potentially 3 here as this one goes off the backboard. This one gonna take down, but a big clear there for Power.
I mean, there's 20 seconds left, and Power so far really have not had too many opportunities in this individual game. Central, though, with Monkey Moon to Drali, a little old backflip. It does go wide. Monkey Moon with a stat pad. That's going to be his second. And great play from BDS here to make sure that they do wrestle back control, because Power, they had it in droves in game number 1.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you think about game number 1 in comparison to this third one, the biggest difference is BDS was almost just allowing Power to have the time to make all their saves. The difference now is the level of aggression that BDS are bringing to the table. They're angry that they even dropped a game, that the other one was taken to OT in general, and now they're just demoing every single last man off the pitch. You don't even got to do it if you're the last one. Exotic.
Good catch from him. 0 seconds, but it still shows that class. I just get a little tap and smash. 4-0, Team BDS. After what was a very even start to the game, BDS managed to run away with it. One more. They then go through to face off first G2 Stride in the upper bracket final. But intense conversation after those happy handshakes after game number 1.
Oh, yes. I think Power is more than aware that they are capable of taking this not only to game 5, but potentially winning it. However, it is going to be a little bit more difficult than it was in game 1. BDS learning, adapting, really just taking the reins back into their control in that third game, and that's the difference maker. The fact that BDS has slowly been able to progress, not only throughout the series, but each game individually. They're learning so quickly what to do to slow Power down, and now they recognize those demos are lethal to the Power defense.
Both sides being very physical, I feel, just across the board. That touch from Torsos. Oh, realistically, sorry, Torsos, I'm going to call you out here, mate. He let both of those goals through. The two that realistically decided the game. 2 of them being somewhat garbage time. But that save from Drali, the double save. Managing to force it round. Again, though, he kept that one out, so credit to him. But my word, Torsos, he didn't need to hit the crossbar on that second one as well, pal.
I mean, it's rough, right? You're coming off a little bit of a high, to be honest. Even that the OT in the second game, it's still an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
To be keeping
it's easy
BDS
to get overconfident.
Yes.
Yeah.
And recognize, you know, okay, something is clearly changed from what we were doing at the beginning stages of the series.
It's going to take this game number 4 to decide whether Power can bring it back to a 5th. Whether they continue to earn their title of that EU killer. Though we're going to give OC as many plaudits as we can when they do something good. So you're welcome, boys. Oxygen quaking in their boots, happy that they're not going to be here. Torsos diving in with Banana Head, not really needed, but B-Head low on boost, so maybe he should have left. Now Fever left in a 1v1, Drali is going to be there, gets that 50, Exotic up onto the backboard. Exotic will be faking this one, I saw it coming, as did Monkey Moon, but the defender left blinded.
You, me, the whole world saw that coming from a mile away. The second all four wheels touched the backboard, you're like, that's getting left.
There's no shot he's touching this.
There's no way. The cleanup crew comes through. BDS first on the board. This is the BDS that I was expecting to see in game one.
The earliest goal so far in this series, that one, I believe. In about 30 seconds. The BDS making sure that they are very confident coming into game number 4 here in the Coliseum. The Exotic now challenging with 0 boost. Does still get the dunk, but B-Head Central. Drani had to wait on the goal line to clear that one away. Torsos 100 boost, burns half of it. Burns all of it, in fact. Forgoes it to B-Head. Fever a little bit too late to it. One, and then the second is unsuccessful. And a long shot, a worm burner towards net that shut down. 1-2. Back to Fever from Torsos. All these passes shut down as and when they apparate.
It's so rough because this is very reminiscent of what we saw in game 1 from Power, was them finding each other and connecting so well, but...
Hello.
You know what?
Hello.
I take what I said back.
Banana Head peeling the defense with one pass from Torsos. He manages to outspeed 2 of them. Neither defender realizing quite where that ball was going to be coming in and how much juice it had on it. Torsos helping it all the way through. I would say right now that is redemption for his previous sins.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good pass. We'll give you that one, pal. You're back to level. You're back to level. You're at 0 again.
That 0 is insane. 3:30 on the clock, though, and BDS, they have been responded to, which I don't think they were expecting an answer to come in so quickly. But Power, it was a little disconnected at first. Finally, they found their way in again. Although this time is going to be a little bit different. Monkey Moon's touch goes up to Exotic, but low on boost. Most he can do is try and make it clear. Monkey Moon to try and finish this one to the backboard. Their cleanup is high. No third. It's a big clear pass over to Banana Head. No boost to work with. An attempt at a really slow back flip, and this one off the cross. Less than 3, and you stay even.
That was completely open, and the bar is dented for no reason. We approach half-time. Both teams level.
I can't. BDS has really just ramped up the pace right here. An attempt at a pinch to get them to the clear out, but no. Power, as time is going on, is getting boxed in to their own half. As time is going on here, finally, Fever to musty them out of this one, but not enough sauce to keep them there. BDS, every flip in sight is getting them closer to that net there. Cleanup comes in, Monkey Moon is through, and BDS go to 2.
It's Monkey Moon yet again, that star player for BDS in this game. Set up by Exotic, again a fake. The Power defense not quite knowing who's going to be going for the ball. Smoke and mirrors. BDS earning that lead, one more. And as we've been saying, they'll be going through to face off first G2.
And it's not very unexpected. Of course, I think in most safe predictions, you would see it going that way, but you can't count out Power anymore. The conversation has been started for a while now, but really after the London Major, everybody has recognized that Power is closing the gap on the rest of the world.
We've wanted that for so long.
Yes, and it only took, what, like 5 seasons? Oh my, I'm so sorry.
You know what? BDS are good, aren't they?
They're really good.
They've done real well to squeak out of that one.
Wow.
Fever going in for quite a miraculous 50, I would argue, especially when trying to block against the counter. Maybe should have waited back a little bit. But now BDS clear by 2, minute 44. Opportunity though for Power. They've been coming. And with these demos, they're going to become even more awkward with BDS to defend against. A double whifty-whifty. Exotic up for 1, the touch is down. It's awkward to save, but Fever can clear.
If you're Power, this is where you kind of just start running the high-risk, high-reward plays. You push up field and you hope to connect on it, but BDS are playing the high game. They're taking it away. Demo comes on in, but it doesn't matter. Monkey Moon had all the control in the world. I think it was to air dribble this one down and float it in.
No one's up.
No.
Like,
well, okay, it's no boost for Torsos in that situation.
And he was bumped. He was bullied on the ground.
This poor guy, he got beat up.
He did get beat up. The old age pensioner wasn't quite able to get anything from that. No contact made. Johnny up for 1, a little tap and smash, unsuccessful on that occasion. But 3 goals to bring back for Power. After being scoreless in the third game, they managed to wrangle one back. But that game one performance seems to have been somewhat fleeting as BDS have turned it on much more like a machine. They wound up, they got it going, they got the cogs are moving. And looking pretty decent as they do so.
Yeah, they definitely not too bad. Nothing to
lovely pass.
Shake your head about. They found an opportunity and they took it the infield and straight on in. Puts them
brilliant.
At a 2-goal deficit. 46 seconds on the clock. It's possible.
I'm giving you that. It's doable. When we see how quick goals have come in this series, especially, Power got one off the kickoff earlier. Well, they have the same chance. They do lose it back corner, which is great for Banana Head. With control, it's the second one to it. Pinches from the ceiling. Instead, it just gives control straight back towards Monkey Moon. And we are going to be seeing a lot of booming that ball back into ridiculous places from BDS to maintain control. But Drali up, tries to meet up with Monkey Moon again to try and poach a shot.
Oh, yeah. Right now, name of the game for BDS is Monkey in the middle. Instead, that monkey is Power. And that ball is not in their favor. 18 seconds left on the clock here. Monkey Moon just trying to waste time and does so successfully. Even a no-touch on that one. Kind of catches Power off guard a little bit there. And 8 seconds left on the clock. Too little, too late. This one almost goes in and completely ends it there. But BDS, a rocky beginning in this series, finally find themselves again as they take down Power 3-1.
A quality Power, I would say, in the end as well. Yes, you know, they won that first game. They couldn't quite take games 2, 3, or 4. But realistically, they came off that high from beating Oxygen, and they continued that into game 1. I think game 3 was their weakest. They didn't get a goal in that one. That was a 4-0 in favor of BDS. They weren't able to get too much from it, but they didn't go scoreless in the 3 others. So BDS, very good play from them, but I would say that Power, don't count them out just yet. You know what sucks for them, though? They've got BDS and G2 in their group. And it does become harder as you work their way through, because you'll then be facing off against the loser of G2 and BDS a little bit later on if you can beat Limitless.
That is just crazy to even think about. I think, obviously, for them, they're going to be taking it